I grew up in the church, like a lot of people. I didn't really feel like I had a strong relationship with God. I just felt like it was a family tradition, you know. You wake up every Sunday morning, parents send you to Sunday school, and then you go to church and you just sit there and you just like, man, this is the longest 45 minutes of my life. So I went through high school. I really started getting involved with the church because I met a lot of people, started getting involved with youth groups. That all ended after I lost my sister in high school. I kind of felt like, it wasn't fair. This isn't fair that, I had to lose my older sister, and I turned my back on God, and it continued. I joined the military, just like my older brother and my dad. My older brother was still in at the time, and he ended up getting killed in Afghanistan. And at that point, I was just done. I was like, God, I'm done with you. Why would you do this to me? And why hasn't my family given enough? And I went to Afghanistan myself, and I would sit there, and I honestly would look out onto the horizon and be like, there's no way God is here right now. There's no way. Why would God let something like this happen? I came home from the military and started living with my family and tried to find my way around. And it was hard. It was hard to figure out where I was going to go with my life. I kept being brought down by my own inner demons all the time, and the PTSD. And I knew, after hitting rock bottom, that I needed to go somewhere and do something to change this, or I was never going to be better. I was never going to succeed in life. One Sunday morning, I woke up and just had this feeling of needing to be somewhere and be a part of something and get in my car. Somebody just told me, get dressed, get in the car. You have somewhere to be right now. So I just drove around, and I finally found the Vineyard Church, and I got through the service, came close a couple times to tearing up, and I was like, I just really need to get out of here, because I felt really uncomfortable. All my feelings were starting to come back to the surface. And after the service was over, I stood up and stood up and turned around and kind of caught my eye. And then he kind of just locked onto me, and I felt like I was frozen where I was at the time. And he just came walking straight up to me and introduced himself. And then he asked me, he was like, were you in the military? And I said, yes. And he was like, how are you doing from that? And I just kind of didn't have an answer for it. I just kind of looked him in the eye, and he just knew that, I was in a lot of pain. And he prayed for me. And then I cried, I let a lot of things go. And he told me, come back to the conference later. And I did. And I listened to everything they had to say, and I decided, at that moment that it was time. It was time for me to let everything go. And after listening to Leif's, teachings and listening to Happy Pray, I knew that I needed to let some of it go. So I did. And I started getting involved with the church, and it's really changed my life. And I'm not where I want to be professionally, but I know that I'm building a structure from the inside that will show on the outside eventually.